Hi Capricorn, thanks for watching. This is a spiritual horoscope, so please take what resonates and release the rest. We'll start off with some runes and then we'll clarify with some cards. So let's jump in. What does Capricorn need to know at this time? So for your current energy, you've got Gable, and that represents relationships. So it's almost in this case, you need to, if you have a partner, you need to reconnect with them. You need to find that spark again, is what Gabo is saying here. Let's clarify this. And if you're not with a partner, if you're single, then it's finding that spark within yourself. And find, in French you would say joie de vivre, like find what makes you happy and really live in those moments, is what I'll say here. Let's clarify this. You have Suelu, and this represents integrity. So it feels that there's been a bit of conflict, not a lot. It just feels like for the past little bit, the two of you are just not connected the same way as before, that things aren't, it's reconnecting. I know I said that, but it's finding that playfulness again. That's the word, being playful. And if you're single, it's a matter of just going with the flow and finding, you need to find something that makes you happy every single day and find something positive. And I know finding something positive, especially if you're reading the news, it seems so depressing that there's always something negative. So this is where maybe you need to take a break of social media or reading the news or something and just disconnect for a bit and find those ways to be happy and reconnecting and being playful. You've got abundance. So in this case, if you're with someone, this abundance is because you are with the right person. You are happy. It's just sometimes you just get into a funk, for the lack of a better word, and it just, you need to pull yourself out of it and find those ways of being playful and have fun again. Oh look, there's two. Okay, so you have algae, which represents protection, and in this case I want to say it's more, you want to, the protection is more to fortify or solidify your love, because you know it's there, you're with the person for a reason, right? And it's just, you need to get out of this funk that you're in. And you've got Urus, and that represents perseverance. So sometimes it's harder than others to get out of a funk, and you don't necessarily realize until you're in it. You're like, oh, this sucks. But if you're aware of it and conscious, then you can take the steps to pull yourself out of it. And this is where you need to really be playful with yourself too, and don't take things so seriously. Have fun and laugh at yourself sometimes, and the energy will start changing and the things will start settling down, because I feel sometimes there's a bit of like knocking heads in terms of our butting heads, and because maybe it can be something as simple as like you chose the wrong word or used it incorrectly, and that just triggered your partner or something. Like it's just little things, but it's just, if you find that way of reconnecting and truly listening to each other, because listening, and not just in one ear and out the other, truly listening is in itself a form of intimacy. So this is where that is so important right now, to help both of each other to get out of this funk, because it seems like you're in it, but then they're in it too, that it's just, you're both in it together, and you need to work together to pull yourselves out of it. All right, let's go on to more runes. What can we clarify for Capricorn? You've got Kanas. Oops. You've got Kanas, and that represents an opening. So open that door and be playful again. Find those little moments that you can joke around and just poke at each other and just have fun. And it's like being teenagers again. Find those moments that to remember why you were together in the first place, right? Like what drew the two of you together. And you have Ingus. So this represents fertility, but it's more in the sense of how you're taking care of this relationship. Because if you think of the whole process of getting pregnant, right? Like you're eating the right things to make sure that your baby, or even before you conceive, that you're healthy to conceive. And then when you are pregnant, you are eating the right things because you want to nourish that little baby that's growing inside you. And your relationship, you have to put the same type of energy into it, because it is so important to have that connection, and you don't want to lose it. I'm not saying you're going to lose it, but it's more, you don't want to lose that spark. You need to get it back somehow. Okay, there's two again. So you have algaes again. So you really need to work on this relationship. The Cole's notes of this reading is that you need to work on your relationship again. Put the time and energy into it. And you've got Yira, and this is all about karma. So and relationships, right? So if you put the time in, you find those ways of being happy, find those moments of joie de vivre, and really living in the moment, you will find that happiness again and that spark. What can we clarify for Capricorn? All right, so you've got two again. You've got power and delight. So you do have the power to make these changes. You do have the power to get yourself out of this funk. And the delight is around finding those little moments of happiness, finding those ways to reconnect. And that's where the delight comes in, and that happiness every day will come back. Because it's easy to get stuck into routines and just the monotonous day-to-day. And this is where, if you find those little ways of switching things up and just making the little moments count. Oh, let's take a look at this one. Illumination. So this is where, once you have a conversation with your partner to say, hey, like, how can we reconnect? Like, have a discussion and put in the effort. And it can't just be one-sided either, because it takes two to make a relationship work. And you've got freedom. So it's almost, because you're not talking about it, you feel constrained. You feel that the tension is even higher because you're not talking about it. So once you lay things out on the table and start making those efforts again to reconnect, the freedom comes in because you both know where you stand. And you've got love. This is the whole premise of this whole reading, was about love. And so look at this. You've got, it looks like roses. So roses are steady progress. So this is exactly what we're talking about. Finding those moments and the perseverance to reconnect and having that steady progress. But like, you've got the love. You just need to put some time into it, is what I'll say. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.